lining up with Carlos Cressida, Alfonso Pierres, Gonzalo Pierres, and Alcides Denise, a 31-goal team. First bowl in. Gaston Dorniak looks back to the timer and prepares to put that first ball into play. Gaston coming over to confer with the timers, possibly checking out the position of the referee. Colonel Suarez in the red and blue jerseys defeated Cerro Campo in their first game, and La Toca played to a draw against Colonel Suarez too. So this should provide to be a very good game, and waiting to see how Gonzalo Tenora will fare. He pulled a jockey muscle earlier in the week and was to have played on Saturday, and at that time they were looking for an alternate, but now with the rains delaying this match a few days, Gonzalo is mounted and out on the field, so let's hope that he fares well. So now it looks like Gaston Dorniak just got a new whistle, and he's going out to put the first ball into play. Off. It's Gonzalo Pierres with the first shot out of the throw-in. Written off now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet sends that ball along the ground. Harriet's drive intercepted by Gonzalo Tenora, and we hear a whistle. Alcides Denise to take the penalty 5 from the point of the infraction. Alcides Denise, the team captain, rated at 7 goals from Brazil. Alcides gives it a ride. What a nice shot. Alfonso Pierres waiting for it to come down. Tries to get it on the bounce. He can't quite get it. Turned around now by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora's shot up to his number 1, Lucito Lalor. Lalor strokes it on downfield. Gonzalo Pierres moving in on the defense. Gonzalo checks over his shoulder. Gonzalo tails that ball around nicely. Brother Alfonso gets a little piece of it. Can't quite get it where he'd like to, as Alcides Denise foils the attack. Picked up now by Carlos Cressida. Carlos Cressida calling for the line once again. Carlos Cressida, what a nice shot. Carlos sending it way downfield as Celestino Garros moving back on the defense. Celestino turns it back on the near side. His shot against the boards, intercepted now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso losing the play momentarily. It's Alfredo Harriet moving that ball on downfield. Lucito Lalor moving in. Lucito Lalor picks that ball up at midfield. Lucito Lalor, Alcides Denise in pursuit. Lalor out in front by length. Denise moving into challenge. Lalor on the near side. The ball takes a bounce as Alfonso Pierres moving in for the backhander. Alfonso sets a pass for brother Gonzalo. Intercepted though by Alfredo Harriet. Stolen here by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres quickly on that line. Celestino Garros moving in. Garros, nice backhander. Up the middle of the ground. Intercepted nicely, though, by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres trying to set up Carlos Cressida. Celestino Garros sends it back. It's high in the air. Alfonso Pierres whips it back with a backhander. Pierres shot across the ground. Gonzalo Tenora intercepting. Taken now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres trying to get past Tenora, but here comes brother Gonzalo. Gonzalo moving that ball downfield. Gonzalo strokes a strong drive up towards his number 1, Carlos Cressida. But it's Alfonso Pierres coming in. Alfonso moving over, and we've got a whistle on that play. And with about 4 3/4 minutes left in the chukker, let's see what the umpires do with the ball. Suarez team for about 3 years now. Celestino taps it up the middle. Celestino puts that ball up towards Alfredo Harriet, but it's Alfonso Pierres called off the play by brother Gonzalo. Gonzalo up to Carlos Cressida. Carlos reaches on the near side. It's back to there by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet's shot taken around now by Celestino Garros. Garros pushed it forward. Backed up though by Gonzalo Pierres. He's got brother Alfonso moving in. Gonzalo Tenora turns it around. Here comes Gonzalo Pierres to intercept. Gonzalo, nice mallet control. Gonzalo leaves that ball behind. Lucito Lalor turns it back. Alcides Denise goes to the defense. Alcides Denise, a backhander on the offside, right to his number 2, Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso getting some instructions now from Gonzalo. Alfonso, it's stolen though by Gonzalo Tenora. Gonzalo read that play beautifully as he turns it back. Alfredo Harriet called off by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora up the middle of the ground. Alfonso Perez moving in. Alfonso, short backhander. Brother Gonzalo tries to send it back further. Alfredo Harriet gives that ball a ride. Alfredo shot up about 40 yards from goal. Lucito Lalor picks it up on the offside. Lalor. Lucito Lalor scores the first Colonel Suarez goal. So the score now 1-0 as Lucito Lalor takes that ball and drives it through for the tally. Is heading towards Avenida Libertador. Gaston Dorniac lining the players up. Dorniac puts that ball back between the players. Carlos Cressida coming out of the throw-in. Carlos Cressida called off now by Gonzalo Perez. Perez, a strong shot deflected by a pony. Alfredo Harriet tries to reach the backhander. Gonzalo Tenora coming in. Tenora, short backhander. Alfonso Perez going right to that place. Backs it up right towards goal. Gonzalo Perez coming in for the play. Gonzalo sends that ball right over towards that goal. It's Celestino Garros and Carlos Cressida. Carlos straightens it out. Carlos Cressida. What nice mallet work by Carlos Cressida. So the score now 1-1 as Carlos Cressida trapped that ball, tapped it in, and scoring nicely for La Toca. Gaston Dorniac puts the ball back to the players. Alfonso Perez turns it back with a near side backhander. Carlos Cressida takes it as a pass. Carlos trying to get past Celestino Garros. Garros laying on him hard. Garros, a short backhander. Alfredo Harriet checks over his shoulder. Harriet backs that ball over to the sideboards. Luis Lalor coming on over. But it's Alfonso Perez hooked on the play by Luis Lalor. Gonzalo Tenora getting out in front. Tenora pushes that ball away from Alcedes Denise. Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora moves that ball over nicely towards that Suarez goal. Gonzalo Tenora. He's about 60 yards out. He'll have to take a next shot. He does. Gonzalo works it on through. Gonzalo couldn't get there in time, and it's just behind the post. But what a play by Gonzalo Tenora with Alfonso Perez on his hip. These players have played against each other. Played together for 3 or 4 years, so they know each other's moves. The two Perez brothers who played with Gonzalo Tenora in past years on the Merrill del Plata team. All right, what a nice drive by Alcedes Denise. Alcedes Denise up towards Carlos Cressida, but it's Gonzalo Tenora turning that ball around. Tenora, his shot up the middle of the ground. Gonzalo Perez hooked now by Luis Lalor. Alcedes Denise hooks them out of Alfredo Harriet. Alfonso Perez, look at that pass right to Gonzalo. Pinpoint pass, but it hops over his mallet. Alfonso coming in quickly. Alfonso getting it away now from Gonzalo Tenora. Luis Lalor moving in with Alfonso Perez. Alfonso puts that ball right under the pony's tail. Gonzalo Perez putting a pass downfield for Carlos Cressida. Carlos Cressida moving in. Celestino Garros, short tail shot. Here comes Alfonso Perez putting it down towards that goal. But Celestino Garros always on the defense. A nice play on the near side. Garros drives the pass up towards number 3, Alfredo Harriet. Harriet tapping that ball, checking over his shoulder, trying to figure out where his players are. It's Alfredo Harriet moving that ball on down. Harriet, the ball is broken. He's got the big half. Alfredo sends it towards goal. Nice ball control now as Gonzalo Perez coming in. He has to give way. Alfredo Harriet shoots for goal. It's wide to the right. What a nice carry, though, by Alfredo Harriet, showing that 10-goal on the back line for La Toca. Alcedes, screamer, up the field. Carlos Cressida coming in, getting in front of Celestino Garros. He's called off now by Alfonso Perez. There's the bell. It's Carlos Cressida going to the whip. Celestino Garros, a backhander up the middle of the ground. Gonzalo Perez intercepting nicely. Gonzalo Perez moving in. It's Alfredo Harriet and Gonzalo Perez. A battle of the number 3s. Carlos Cressida tries to send it back towards goal. Celestino Garros with a backhander on the near side. It's intercepted, though, by Alfonso Perez. Alfonso down in the corner. Alfonso turns that ball back. Alfonso losing it momentarily, but brother Gonzalo's there. Gonzalo sends it up to Alfonso. The ball takes a hop. Who's going to get it next? It's Alfredo Harriet taking that ball out of the goal area. Gonzalo Tenora picking up the pass from Alfredo. Gonzalo controlling the bouncing ball nicely. It's Alcedes Denise and Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora getting under that ball. It's Gonzalo Tenora getting out in front. Tenora moves it on down. Gonzalo Tenora. It's got it right in front of goal. Gonzalo Tenora. What a run. What a pickup. Gonzalo Tenora taking the pass from Alfredo Harriet, carrying it all the way downfield and scoring, ending chukker number 1 with the score 2-1 in favor of Colonel Suarez. Number 2, the score 2-1 in favor of Colonel Suarez. Suarez getting 1 goal by Luis Lalor and 1 by Gonzalo Tenora. 1 goal, 2-1 as players come back out to start chukker number 2. All right, the ball's back in play. Carlos Cressida gets it out of the throw-in. Ball up now by Alfonso Pierres. Here comes Gonzalo Pierres turning on that ball. Gonzalo, nice mallet control. Gonzalo strokes a beautiful shot way downfield. That ball going off to the left. Can they get down there in time? It's rolling up to the back line. Celestino Garros moving in, but watches it roll over the back line. We're playing for the 1983 Argentine Open here at Palermo in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Celestino Garros taps that ball off the back line. Celestino sends it on upfield. Celestino shot, returned by Alfonso Pierres. Alfredo Harriet putting a pass up to Celestino Garros. Garros coming on that play. It's Alfonso Pierres moving in. Gonzalo Tenora getting there first, and we hear a whistle from the umpires for the Toca team. Take this penalty 5 from the point of the infraction. Alcedes, nice wind-up. Alcedes Denise, about a 100-yard shot up to his number 2, Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres coming across the goal mouth now. Alfonso, lots of pressure from Alfredo Harriet. Harriet pushes him wide. Carlos Cressida tries a shot on goal. That's over the back line once again. Carlos Cressida and the Toca team keeping the pressure on Colonel Suarez. Celestino Garros taps the ball up the middle. Celestino now next that ball over to the sideboards. Gonzalo Tenora ridden out by Alfonso Pierres. Pierres coming up the play. Alfonso Pierres, but it's backed up now by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora a little bit short of Lalor. Gonzalo Pierres turns on that play. Gonzalo Pierres, man on his hip. It's Luis Lalor. Gonzalo taps it forward. Gonzalo, but we hear a whistle on that play. No. So, no foul declared on the play. We'll have a bowl in right down here in front of us. Oh, yeah. All right, Alberto Heggie puts that ball into play. Alcedes Denise coming up with the ball. Alcedes necks it on down. Alfredo Harriet moving in for the backhander. Alfredo sends it down. Gonzalo Pierres, what a nice interception. Gonzalo putting it down towards the goal. Alfredo Harriet backs it up. Gonzalo Tenora tries to send it back further as Alfonso Pierres moving in. Alfonso Pierres taps that ball, getting it away from Gonzalo Tenora. Now puts a pass over towards that goal. Brother Gonzalo picks it up. Gonzalo Pierres unable to take it completely. It's taken away now by Gonzalo Tenora. Alcedes Denise for the back end. Alcedes on the defense nicely. Alfredo Harriet moving in. Alfredo sends it back. Carlos Cressida coming in, and we hear a whistle on that play. 5 minutes remaining in chukker number 2. It'll be Celestino Garros to take this penalty 5. Celestino just at the end of the shadow. Celestino, what a nice drive. A 90-yard smacker up the field. Gonzalo Pierres turns it back on the near side. Gonzalo Pierres over to the sideboards. Alfonso Pierres gets it past Alfredo Harriet. He's followed up now by Alcedes Denise. Alcedes Denise puts that ball downfield, but it hops over the boards and out of play. We'll have a bowl in right down in front of the Marlboro sign. Okay, once again, we're in play. It's taken up by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora coming in for the line. It's Alcedes Denise, defensive action against the sideboards. Alfredo Harriet tries to get it away from Gonzalo Pierres. He's almost pulled his mallet away. He's pulled it almost off his horse. They're hooking mallets, and Alfredo Harriet reaching down, getting Gonzalo's mallet. But back to the field, it's going to be Gonzalo Tenora taking the play. Listen to those fans as Alfredo Harriet picked up the mallet for Gonzalo Pierres. Very gentlemanly and sportsmanlike action. And we've got a crossing penalty. Alcedes Denise to take this shot from the 60-yard marker. Alcedes lifts that lifts that ball high in the air, and it's through for the tally. It's all tied up at 2-2. Alcedes Denise scoring on that penalty 4. All right, we're back in play. Alfonso Pierres on the near side. Alfonso switching now to the offside. Alfonso Pierres running the turn. Alfonso Pierres, he's got Luis Lalor coming into challenge. Followed up now, it's Alcides Denise. Alcides leaves that ball on the sideboards. Gonzalo Pierres moving in. Gonzalo Pierres, what a shot along the ground. Brother Alfonso coming on the line. Alfredo Harriet coming to challenge. Alfredo hooks the mallet. Now gets the backhander away. The hook and back. Difficult play as Gonzalo Pierres decides to turn on this line. Gonzalo coming around the turn. Gets away from Gonzalo Tenora. Gonzalo Pierres can't get the second shot away. It's turned around now by Gonzalo Tenora. But Alfonso Pierres quickly on the line. Alfonso trying to get past two Suarez players. Gonzalo Pierres bombs it over towards the goal. Carlos Cressida backs it up towards the goal. It's off the pony of Celestino Garros. It's over the back line and out of play. Celestino drives that ball up the ground. Alfredo Harriet coming in. Alfredo Harriet moves it on up. Alfredo Harriet on the offside. Now the near side. Alfredo Harriet, the 10 goal, number 3 on the Suarez team. He's got some pressure now from Alcides Denise. He still takes the ball. It takes a bad bounce. Alfonso Pierres can't get the backhander away. Gonzalo Pierres is there. Gonzalo decides to take that ball around. He gets it away from Luis Lalor. It's taken now by Carlos Cressida. Carlos Cressida runs a turn, straightens that ball out nicely. Carlos Cressida picking up another ball. Carlos Cressida, the number 1 in blue. Celestino Garros backs it up on the near side. It's off the sideboard now as Alfredo Harriet checks over his shoulder. Alfredo sends a pass a little bit short of Luis Lalor. Gonzalo Pierres is there. Gonzalo tails that ball right to brother Alfonso, but Alfredo Harriet comes in for the defense. Alfredo and Carlo and Alcides Denise, and we hear a whistle. All right, no foul declared on the play. We've got a bowling. Celestino Garros called off now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet backs that ball on down for Gonzalo Tenora. But here comes Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso unable to pick it up. Luis Lalor coming in, and we hear the umpire's whistle. Umpire's whistle stops the clock now with 1 1/4 minutes remaining in chukker number 2. This penalty 5. Alcides Denise puts that ball way downfield. Carlos Cressida being ridden off now by Celestino Garros. Garros, a short backhander. Alfonso Pierres pounces on the loose line. It's Alfonso Pierres. His shot turned back now by Gonzalo Tenora, but it's intercepted here by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres working his way over to the goal. Alfonso takes the cut shot. That ball rolling. It's wide as it's stopped now by Celestino Garros. Turned back a little further by Suarez as Luis Lalor picks up the play. Luis Lalor coming against the sideboards. Luis Lalor centers that shot. Luis Lalor, his drive turned around by Gonzalo Pierres. Up to Carlos Cressida. Carlos Cressida, he's about 60 yards out. He tries the next shot. He's hooked. Here comes a backhander now by Luis Lalor as Gonzalo Pierres turns back to goal. Gonzalo works his way on in. Gonzalo still with the play. Gonzalo Pierres shoots that shot. It's off a pony. It's wide to the right. Celestino Garros puts that ball up the field. Celestino coming on his own shot. Alfonso Pierres coming to meet it. Alfonso foils the attack, but Celestino's ball carries forward. Gonzalo Pierres now backing it up. Gonzalo, his shot stolen away by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora moving around. Gonzalo Tenora, what a nice neck shot. Tenora running the turn. Gonzalo Pierres with a backhander on the offside. Everyone's reaching for the ball. Celestino Garros taps it over, hits the sideboards, ending chukker number 2. So, at the end of 2 full chukkers of play, the score 2-2. 3 2s on the board. We see Ernesto Trotz there in the stands. Christian Laprida. Ernesto Trotz, a member of the Los Indios team. Frances Trujillo from Spain is here. People from all over the world gather at Palermo in November for the Argentine Open, one of the biggest events in worldwide polo, certainly the biggest in Argentine polo. Some real fine teams have entered into competition here. 8 teams are in the bracket playoffs. A team must be 30 goals to automatically go into the brackets, or otherwise must qualify. Taken now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres shot. Turned around by Celestino Garros. Valiant effort as it's turned back by Gonzalo Pierres. Alfredo Harriet calls for the line. Alfredo Harriet moves it on down. Good shot. Taken now by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira going to the right. Gonzalo Pierres coming in. Cousin against... Okay, the ball's back in play. It's taken around by Carlos Cressida. Up to his number 4, Alcides Denise. Denise once on the near side. Now the offside. Denise, he's got a man on his hip. It's Celestino Garros. Garros pushes him hard. Picks it up. Lofted drive downfield. Luis Lalor, short shot. His drive turned around by Gonzalo Pierres, but it's intercepted now by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira coming up the middle. Gonzalo Tenoira, centering shot. Nicely over. Can he get back on the play? Yes, he does. Gonzalo Tenoira, cut shot. It's off a pony of Gonzalo Pierres. Carlos Cressida putting a pass across the field now for Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres getting on that ball nicely. Gonzalo Pierres moving on in. Gonzalo Pierres checks over his shoulder. Watches that ball come over the boards. Takes it on the near side. He hops the boards. It's turned around now by Celestino Garros, but Garros' drive is over and out of play. Okay, the ball's back in play. Carlos Cressida hooks them out of Luis Lalor. It's against the sideboards. Carlos Cressida, Luis Lalor. Cressida gets it away from Tenoira. Alfredo Harriet, a backhander on the near side. Gonzalo Pierres, Gonzalo Tenoira. They hook mallets. Tenoira coming up the ball. He turns back on the play. Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira, his shot off the pony. Alfredo Harriet calling for the line. Gonzalo Tenoira coming on in. Alfredo Harriet calls for it once again. Puts a pass down. Gonzalo Tenoira picking it up on the bounce. It's right in front of that goal. It's going. Alfonso Pierres saving it right in the goal mouth. Pierres taking that ball right off the back line. Luis Lalor backs it up for Suarez. Gonzalo Tenoira puts another shot back towards the line. Tenoira's drive is behind the post and wide. What a series of plays as Alcides Denise moves in for the knock-in. Alcides Denise decides to circle back and try for it again. Gonzalo Pierres turns that ball back. Gonzalo Pierres up to Carlos Cressida, but Celestino Garros shuts that door once again. Garros shot, trying to set up Alfredo Harriet, but Gonzalo Tenoira coming in, picking it up. Tenoira, the number 2 in the red. Gonzalo Tenoira still on that play. Tenoira brings it up the middle. Gonzalo Tenoira strokes it on over towards that goal. Luis Lalor reaches behind the pony. Nice shot. Luis Lalor coming in, but it's Alcides Denise with a backhander. Alcides Denise turns it around. Alfonso Pierres picking it up. Alfonso Pierres coming into the line now. It's Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira drives it to the corner. Alfredo Harriet is there. Alfredo takes a deep neck shot along the back line. Alfredo Harriet's drive taken around now by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres setting up Alcides Denise. Alcides Denise moving in against the boards. Alcides Denise, the number 4, gets the next shot against the sideboards. Alcides Denise still on that play. Luis Lalor tries to hook his mallet. Denise coming up to the ball. Alfredo Harriet coming in with a nice backhander. Harriet shot over to Gonzalo Tenoira. Gonzalo Pierres gets the backhander and also gets the whistle from the official. To the score, they're bringing the ball over for a penalty 4. Position for Colonel Suarez. Guerros. A strong shot knocked out of the air by Carlos Cressida. Followed up now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso along the ground. Alfonso losing it momentarily. Alcides Denise coming in quickly, but it's Luis Lalor with a backhander. Luis Lalor backs it up towards goal. Alfonso Pierres decides to take it around the ground. Alfonso runs the horn. Alfonso Pierres called off now by Brother Gonzalo, but Alfonso continues to take the ball. Alfonso tries the next shot over to the boards. He's hooked by Lolor. Alcides Denise bombs that ball downfield. Alcides Denise, his shot picked up now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso putting it down towards that goal. Alfredo Harriet coming in. Harriet, nice backhander. Alfonso Pierres, a centering shot, but no one's there. It's Celestino Garros, hooked on the play by Gonzalo Pierres. Carlos Cressida turns that ball around. Carlos Cressida going to the whip. Celestino Garros, they bump hard. It's Gonzalo Tenoira coming up with the ball on the near side. Tenoira's shot turned around now by Gonzalo Pierres. Gonzalo Tenoira tries to turn it. Here comes Luis Lalor. Lalor moving in. Lalor, but it's picked out of there by Alfonso Pierres, and we hear the whistle once more. This is penalty for his last drive was a strong shot knocked out of the air by Alfonso Pierres. Let's see what he does this time. Celestino, a high shot. Alfonso gets him out on it. It's a whistle on that play. Let's see what they decide. Right down there in the goal mouth. Alcides Denise, lofted drive up to Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres picks it up one time. Pierres gets a pass up to Brother Alfonso. Alfonso takes it on the bounce. Alfonso Pierres controlling that bouncing ball nicely. He's followed up by teammate Carlos Cressida. Cressida putting some pressure on. Cressida ridden off by Gonzalo Tenoira. Alfredo Harriet sends it along the sideboards. Gonzalo Pierres, his backhand on the near side, goes over the boards and out of play. We're back in play. It's Luis Lalor. Reaches for the ball, but it's Gonzalo Pierres with the backhander down along the sideboards. Alfredo Harriet moving in. Alfredo Harriet backs the ball. Gonzalo Pierres coming in, picks it up on the near side. Gonzalo Pierres getting past Celestino Garros. He's got on the offside, now the near side. Gonzalo Pierres. Alfredo Harriet coming in. Alfredo Harriet. We hear a whistle on that play right down the goal mouth. About 3 yards out from goal. Alcides Denise to take this shot. No. Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres converting on that penalty too. And La Toca. Clock winding down, about 25 seconds left in chukker number 3. All right, the ball's in play. It's taken away now by Gonzalo Pierres. Celestino Garros fires it back. What a strong backhander. Celestino's shot, taken now by Carlos Cressida. Alfonso Pierres coming across the ground. There's the bell. We're in the overtime. Gonzalo Pierres called for the play. Didn't quite get in there. Gonzalo Tenoira stole the line. Pierres trying to recover now. Pierres, his shot, turned back now by Alfredo Harriet. Intercepted here by Alfonso Pierres. Pierres moving in. Alfredo Harriet with an offside backhander. Gonzalo Pierres backs it up on the near side. Gonzalo Pierres, his drive, intercepted by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet moves that ball on down. Alfredo Harriet sending it downfield. Gonzalo Tenoira ridden off by Gonzalo Pierres. Here comes Tenoira with a back shot. Nicely placed up the middle of the ground. Alfonso Pierres is there. Can't get the backhander away. Alfredo Harriet pounces on that loose ball. Alfredo Harriet moving on in. Alfredo Harriet ridden off by Alfonso Pierres. Carlos Cressida next that ball across the ground. Carlos Cressida moving in on his own line. Alcides Denise picks it up, however. Carlos Cressida moves in. Carlos miscues that ball going right against the sideboard, ending chukker number 3. So, at the end of 3 complete chukkers of play, the score, La Toca 3, Colonel Suarez 2. All right, we're back in play. We're starting off chukker number 4. It's along the sideboards. Gonzalo Tenoira hooked, and it's backed up now by Gonzalo Pierres. Alfredo Harriet turns it around. Gonzalo Tenoira unable to reach the play. Now he takes it with the next shot. Tenoira up to Alfredo Harriet. Harriet works his way to goal. Harriet, he's about 60 yards out, puts a little shot right on down towards goal. Harriet ridden off by Carlos Cressida. Cressida knocks the post down. The ball still in the field is turned back here by Alfonso Pierres. We've got a whistle on that play. Colonel Suarez. The ball is dropped almost on the back line for a penalty 5 to be taken by La Toca. Carlos Cressida, Alcides Denise teeing the ball up for the shot. Alcides Denise, what a drive up the field. Alcides Denise trying to set up Alfonso Pierres, but Gonzalo Tenora gets there first with a backhander. Gonzalo Pierres can't quite intercept the way he'd like to, while Luis Lalor moves it around. Gonzalo Pierres with a short backhander. Alcides Denise setting a pass over towards his number 1, Carlos Cressida. Cressida moves that ball between players. Celestino Garros coming to challenge. Cressida puts that ball on downfield. We've got a push now. It's Carlos Cressida going for the next shot. Cressida's shot down along the back line. Celestino Garros moving in. He's bumped hard by Carlos Cressida. That ball rolls over the back line and out of play. 3-2 the score here in chukker number 4. Celestino taps that ball onto the field. Picked up now by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora feeding a pass down to Luis Lalor. Lalor waits for that ball to settle, but it's turned around here by Alfonso Pierres. Gonzalo turns on that ball. Gonzalo Tenora takes it back. Pierres putting a pass over to brother Alfonso. Alfonso pushing hard. What a nice shot. It's under the belly of the pony of Alfredo Harriet. But Celestino Garros is there. Garros picks it up with the next shot. Garros takes it around the turn. Carlos Cressida coming over to challenge. They bump hard. Cressida whips it back with a nice near side backhander. Cressida's shot taken here by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet turns for his own backhander, but it's Alfonso Pierres getting there first. Alfonso turns that ball around. Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso offside now the near side. Gonzalo Pierres tries a centering pass, can't quite get it off. Gonzalo shoots over towards that goal. Gonzalo's shot is wide behind the post. Celestino taps that ball onto the field. Celestino lifts it high. Celestino trying to reach Gonzalo Tenora, but it's backed up here by Alfonso Pierres. Gonzalo Pierres moving in. Gonzalo, a short backhander. Alfredo Harriet traps that ball. Alfredo taps it forward. Alfredo moving on in. Alfredo Harriet sends it on down along the ground. Alfredo Harriet pulling away now from Alfonso Pierres on a fast pony. He's hooked by Alfonso Pierres as Carlos Cressida takes the ball forward. Carlos looking for his players, decides to turn. Celestino Garros pushing the play, and we hear a whistle on the play. Shot at goal to be taken by Celestino Garros. Garros circles his pony back. Nice, long, even approach. Celestino approaching. Celestino, his shot wide to the right. Score stands 3-2 in favor of La Toca. Alcides lifts that ball high in the air. Knocked out of the air by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora pushes it on back a little further. Gonzalo Pierres picking up the play. Gonzalo Pierres moving on in. Pierres coming on in for the play. It's Alfredo Harriet with a backhander. Harriet backs that ball high in the air. Gonzalo Tenora gets it away from Alfonso Pierres. Celestino Garros moving in, but it's Alfonso Pierres with a little mallet work here. Alfonso followed up by brother Gonzalo. Gonzalo Pierres sends it on downfield. Alfredo Harriet's there for the defense. Alfredo gets a backhander along the ground. His back shot intercepted now by Gonzalo Pierres, and we hear the umpire's whistle. In favor of Colonel Suarez, Celestino Garros taps it once off the line. Celestino, his shot into the pony of Carlos Cressida. Cressida turning back. He's hooked now by Garros, but Carlos coming up with the ball. Carlos Cressida steals the play nicely. Carlos puts it downfield. Carlos Cressida racing in with Celestino Garros. Garros getting there first. Carlos reaches behind, but here comes Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres puts the ball back towards that La Toca goal. Carlos Cressida ridden out by Celestino Garros. Garros backs that ball across the field, and we hear the whistle. Alfonso Pierres to take this shot. Alfonso not content with his first approach. Alfonso, it's high, it's through. No, it's wide. Would you believe? Both teams having trouble with these open goal penalty shots. Only one goal so far has been scored on a penalty, and that was a penalty for by... No, I take that back. There has been two. All right. Back to play. We'll talk about that later. It's Alfredo Harriet moving that ball on downfield. Alfredo Harriet setting up Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira pushing that ball along the ground. Tenoira on a fast pony. Gonzalo Tenoira moving on down. Alfonso Pierres closing the gap, but Tenoira's still got the play. Tenoira. Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira carries that ball, takes the pass, 2/3 the length of the field. What a nice run. It's all tied up at 3 apiece now. A goal of the match. We've got about a minute and... No. A scramble for the ball at midfield. It's Gonzalo Tenoira coming out with it. Alfredo Harriet sends a pass right to Luis Lalor. Lalor's out in front. He's going to goal. Lalor's loose. Lalor, one shot. It's carrying. Yes, it does. Luis Lalor takes the pass from Alfredo Harriet. And look at that. Suarez picking up 2 quick goals, and they push out in front 4-3. Now, 1 minute remaining in this chukker. The ball's in play. It's picked up here by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet moves that ball on down. Harriet, nice shot up the middle, but Gonzalo Pierres is there for the defense. Gonzalo turns that ball back. Gonzalo Pierres, his drive. Picked off here by Celestino Garros. Garros getting a little too much tail on it now as Alfredo Harriet sends it back once again for Suarez. Alfredo Harriet up to Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira shoots from way out. Tenoira, one bounce. It's through. Gonzalo Tenoira scoring his 3rd goal of the game. Gonzalo Tenoira putting that ball through from about 90 yards out, and Suarez picks up another goal, making the score now 5-3. Midfield, the ball's bowled in. Gonzalo Pierres, a shot along the ground. Deflected by a pony. Gonzalo Tenoira coming off with it. Gonzalo Tenoira losing it momentarily. Alcedes Denise, a short backhander. Alfonso Pierres can't get it cleanly as Alfredo Harriet calls for the line. There's the bell. We're in the overtime now. Alfredo Harriet, what a shot. This ball looks like it's going to carry. It's going. Luis Lalor finishes it off. Alfredo Harriet, what a drive. Luis Lalor taking no chances, pushes that ball, or should we say smacks that ball hard through the goal, into the scoreboard, making the tally at the end of the first half 6-3. 6-3 the score at the end of 4 full chukkers. It's now halftime. Watching from the stands, watching his brother Alfredo and his former team, Colonel Suarez. It's Garahan, his name is, right? Gaston Dorniak puts the ball in. We've started the second half. Carlos Cressida turns that ball around. Alfonso Pierres coming on a quick pony. Alfonso ridden off by Alfredo Harriet. Backed up here by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira's shot up for Celestino Garros, but Luis Lalor moving in. The point of the foul. Gonzalo. Alcedes Denise puts that ball downfield. Alcedes Denise trying to reach Gonzalo Pierres, but Gonzalo Tenoira is there with a backhander. Gonzalo Pierres turns it back to goal. Gonzalo Pierres leaves it down for brother Alfonso. Alfonso can't get back. Yes, he does. He taps it forward. He draws the whistle. Make this penalty 5 from the point of the foul. Celestino, strong shot along the ground. Alfredo Harriet moving in. It's kicked by the pony of Alfonso Pierres. Carlos Cressida fakes the backhander, turns on the play. Picked up now by Gonzalo Pierres. Gonzalo Pierres drives it up to brother Alfonso. Celestino rushing in there. Celestino tries to ride him over, but it's over the back line before neither can get there. For the knock-in. Celestino taps that ball forward. Celestino puts it on downfield for Alfredo Harriet. It's backed up by Gonzalo Pierres. Harriet. Pierres with a backhander. Pierres shot. Picked off now by Celestino Garros. As Gonzalo Pierres turns it back once again. Gonzalo Pierres up to Carlos Cressida. Carlos on the near side, getting away from Alfredo Harriet. The ball takes a hop. Neither player can reach it, but Carlos somehow finds it. A little help of the pony. Carlos Cressida takes the ball right at the end of his mallet. Carlos Cressida! What a nice series of plays. Carlos Cressida with the 10-goaler, Alfredo Harriet all over him. And Carlos somehow getting through with that ball. So the score now, 6-4 the score. And we're back in play. Luis Delor coming away with the ball. Luis Delor, he's got a man on his hip. It's Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres turns it around. Pierres sends it on back. Here comes a nice backhander high in the air by Gonzalo Tenoira. Alcedes Denise tries the next shot. Can't get it off. Luis Delor steals it away from Gonzalo Pierres. Luis Delor turning to goal. Carlos Cressida backhander on the near side. Mallets are swinging. It's turned around here by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres shot against the sideboards. Alfonso Pierres coming on in. Alfonso getting a piece of it, but it's over the sideline. Alberto Heggie bowls that ball back between the players. Carlos Cressida gets it away from Alfredo Harriet. Carlos on the offside. He's called off now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso, the ball hops over his mallet, but brother Gonzalo gets the play. Gonzalo Tenoira steals it away now. Gonzalo Tenoira coming across the ground. Tenoira ridden off. Tenoira gets a belly shot against the sideboards. Nice play. He's hooked here. It's Celestino Garros following up the attack, but Alfonso Pierres puts that ball over across the field. Gonzalo Tenoira coming in with Alfonso Pierres. They bump hard. Gonzalo Tenoira turns that ball around. Gonzalo Tenoira, but it's stolen now by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres shot up to brother Alfonso. Alfonso tries a tail shot, can't quite get it off as cleanly as he'd like to, and Gonzalo Tenoira steals the line. Tenoira moves it on upfield. Alfonso Pierres puts him on his hip, takes the ball away. Gonzalo Pierres turns the ball back. Gonzalo Pierres. His shot against the sideboard. Celestino Garros being hustled now by Carlos Cressida. Gonzalo Pierres puts a nice drive over towards that goal. It's a horse race now. Celestino Garros pushing hard with Carlos Cressida. Carlos tries a near-sider. Can't get it off. Alfredo Harriet takes that ball. Followed up now by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira having a little trouble with the bouncing ball. Celestino Garros moving on in. Garros followed up with it. Follows up with the next shot. Up to his number 2, Gonzalo Tenoira. Gonzalo Pierres moves that ball. Gonzalo Tenoira coming in. It's a bumper right off. Luis Delor coming in now with Alfonso Pierres. Here comes Alfredo Harriet. Gonzalo Pierres hooks his mallet. Pierres coming up with the play. Gonzalo Pierres taking it around. Gonzalo Pierres moving in momentarily, but here comes brother Alfonso. Alfonso, they got 3 blue players out in front. Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso moving in, leaves it now for Gonzalo. Gonzalo strokes that ball right towards that goal. Gonzalo Pierres. Gonzalo Pierres scoring that goal, narrowing the margin now 6-5. 6-5 the score in favor of Colonel Suarez. Back in play. Taken away now by Alfonso Pierres. Gonzalo Pierres coming up with the ball. Gonzalo Pierres moves it on downfield. Gonzalo tries the next shot. That ball going down. Carlos Cressida racing in there with Celestino Garros. Garros backs that ball. Alfredo Harriet, another backhander. It's picked up now by Gonzalo Pierres. This could be the tire. Gonzalo Pierres puts it through. Stolen now by Tenoira, and we've got a whistle. Gonzalo Pierres take this penalty too. Pierres taps it right through, and look at that. It's all tied up at 6-6. 6-6 the score now. So the 4th chucker belonged to Suarez, and the 5th chucker belongs to La Toca so far. La Toca scoring 3 goals this chucker. All right, we're back in play. Taken now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet takes it on the near side. Alfredo Harriet, little trouble with the bouncing ball. Alfonso Pierres turning on it. Alfonso, nice mallet control. He's ridden off here by Gonzalo Tenoira. Alfredo Harriet turns that pony around. Alfredo sends it towards goal. Gonzalo Pierres getting him out on it. Here comes Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira pushes it on down towards goal. Alcedes Denise watches that ball roll over the back line and out of play. Alcedes drives that ball along the ground. Alcedes Denise His shot picked up now by Gonzalo Pierres. We hear the bell. Pierres tries to get past Alfredo Harriet. Harriet with a backhander. Harriet's shot picked off now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres coming across the ground. Alfonso Pierres letting that pony run. Alfonso Pierres leaves it behind as Alcides Denise comes in. Luis Lalor backs it up. Lucito Lalor, his shot going to goal. Gonzalo Pierres coming in quickly for the defense. Gonzalo Pierres turns it on the near side. Gonzalo Pierres, pressure now from Luis Lalor. Lalor with a backhander. Intercepted here by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres, the ball takes a hop. It's turned back now by Lucito Lalor. Excuse me, Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira's drive, going to goal. Lalor going to the whip. But Gonzalo Pierres is there with a short backhander. Pierres' shot, intercepted now by Gonzalo Tenoira. Stolen away by Alfonso Pierres. Carlos Cressida coming up with the ball. Carlos Cressida sending that ball over towards the sideboards. Carlos Cressida trying to reach Alcides Denise. Alcides Denise push that ball right at the middle of the ground. We've got a long overtime. Time doesn't stop till that ball goes out of play or a whistle sounds. Here comes Carlos Cressida. Carlos intercepting Celestino Garros' backhander. Garros backs it up once again. Carlos can't get it this time, but Alfonso Pierres does. Alfonso Pierres, a strong shot up the ground. Alfredo Harriet can't quite reach it. It's picked up now by Alcides Denise. Denise shot going up towards that back line. Celestino Garros watching it roll over, ending chucker number 5. And what a chucker. All right. Gonzalo Tenoira, his shot over the sideboards and out of play. Ball back in play once again. Gonzalo Pierres turns it back. Gonzalo Pierres over to Carlos Cressida. Celestino Garros ridden hard by Carlos Cressida. Alfredo Harriet riding Gonzalo Pierres over the boards. Gonzalo getting a piece of it, and now it's Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira, Pierres. And it's over the boards. Once again, that ball back in play. Who's going to get it first? It's Alfonso Pierres. Pierres with a little pressure from Alfredo Harriet. Harriet's shot picked off now by Carlos Cressida. Carlos Cressida coming out of the throw-in. Carlos next that ball. A nice shot going right towards that goal. But Celestino Garros going on in. Garros with a backhander. Celestino turns it around. Alfonso Pierres intercepting. Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres puts it on through. Breaking the tie. La Toca back on top again. 7-6. Alfonso scoring his first goal of the match here in chucker number 6. Gaston Dorniak blows into the whistle, stops the clock. Now puts that ball into play. Alfredo Harriet, Gonzalo Pierres, they push hard. Gonzalo Pierres coming up the ball. Pierres with Alfredo on his hip, takes an near side drive down the middle of the ground. Alfonso Pierres coming over there with Celestino Garros. Backed up here by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet turns on the line. Taken around, though, by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres looks over his shoulder. What a nice neck shot across the field. Gonzalo Pierres over to Carlos Cressida, but it's Gonzalo Tenoira to return with a backhander. Tenoira's shot taken here by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet right under the mallet of Luis Lalor. Lalor takes it once. Reaches on the near side. Luis Lalor. Lalor coming up with that ball once again. Luis Lalor moves it on downfield. Alcides Denise going in for the defense. Alcides Denise backs that ball out of danger nicely, but it's intercepted beautifully here by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira's shot going. Luis Lalor tries to keep it on the field. Alcides Denise coming in, but it's picked up here by Alfonso Pierres. Alcides Denise next that ball around nicely. Alfonso Pierres reaching for it. Gonzalo Pierres takes the play once again. Gonzalo, a lofted drive. Gonzalo Pierres coming up, it's Alfonso. Alfonso takes it on the bounce. The ball is out. What a play, however, by Alfonso Pierres, reaching way out of the saddle and just somehow. Alcides, it's high, it's through for the tally. Alcides Denise scoring his second penalty for the day. He's 2 for 2, and the score moves 8-6 in favor of La Toca. La Toca out in front by 2 goals. Chucker. Alfonso Pierres, first one out of the lineup. Alfonso reaching for it. Alfonso coming up with it. Can't quite control it as Gonzalo Tenoira turns it back. Tenoira's shot taken around now by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso takes it away, but it's picked up here by Alfredo Harriet. Alfredo Harriet on the near side. Alfredo Harriet called off now by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira coming back across the middle. Carlos Cressida rides them hard. We've got a whistle. 3. Alfredo Harriet playing the number 3 position for Colonel Suarez, rated at 10 goals to take this shot from the 40-yard mark. Alfredo deciding to circle his pony around. No, it looks like his pony didn't come in as straight as he'd like. He's going to let Celestino Garros take this shot. Celestino, it's high, it's through. Celestino Garros scoring on that penalty 3. Umpire's whistle sounds. We've got an extra ball on the field. Clock is stopped now with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 8-7 the score. La Toca 8. Colonel Suarez 7. The ball is back in play. Playing for the 1983 Argentine Open. Harriet backing a ball up to Luis Lalor. Lalor takes it nicely on the near side, but he's ridden out of there by outside his Denise. Lalor still coming up with that ball. Luis Lalor, a short backhander. Carlos Cressida can't get the play. It's turned around now by Gonzalo Tenora. Stolen here by Gonzalo Perez and backed up by Alfonso Perez. Alfonso Perez up to Carlos Cressida. Cressida getting him out on it. Carlos Cressida whips that ball on downfield. Carlos Cressida going to the whip. Carlos Cressida keeping the pressure on Celestino Garros. Garros with a backhander. It's Alfredo Harriet. Harriet with a nice interception. Alfredo Harriet. Harriet coming up to midfield. Alfredo Harriet, the ball hops over his mouth. Celestino Garros tries to help him out. Carlos Cressida stops that ball, turns back on it, leaves the play now. It's Gonzalo Perez on the near side. Gonzalo, his shot turned around by Celestino Garros. Garros drives it up to Luis Lalor. Luis Lalor, but it's stolen now by Alfonso Perez, and we hear the whistle. Garros to take this shot from midfield. Celestino, a nice drive downfield. Alcedes Denise moving in on the defense. The ball takes a hop. It's Alfonso Perez next that ball across the ground. Gonzalo Tenora tries the backhander on the near side. Luis Lalor coming in quickly. Luis Lalor backs that ball on down. Lalor, his shot met in there by Carlos Cressida. The ball is into the stadium and out of play. And 7 for Colonel Suarez. Okay, the ball's back in play. Alfonso Perez puts it up the middle of the ground. Alfonso Perez, his shot turned around by Celestino Garros with a short neck shot. Alfredo Harriet slows that pony down, takes a next shot on goal. Gonzalo Tenora is there. He's hooked. It's Alfonso Perez trying to set up Carlos Cressida. Cressida backs that ball, trying to set up Alcedes Denise. But here comes Alfonso Perez. Alfonso Perez draws the whistle. So, no foul on the play. Alberto Pedro Hagee lines the players up for a bowling. Okay, the ball back in play. Taken around now by Alfonso Perez. Alfonso, his shot. Turned around by Alfredo Harriet, but it hops over the boards. 6 here. The ball's back in play. It's a scramble for it. Who's going to come up with it next? It's taken around by Gonzalo Tenora. Intercepted by Gonzalo Perez. Perez's shot. Turned back now by Celestino Garros, but it's out. Gonzalo Tenora coming up with the ball. Tenora takes it across the ground. Tenora. Gonzalo Tenora. Next that ball on down. Tenora's shot going right in front of the goal mouth. There's the bell. Luis Lalor tries to keep it on the field. It's picked off here by Alcedes Denise, and we've got a whistle. Ending chukker number 6. So, after 6 full chukkers of play, the score 8 for La Toca and 7 for Colonel Suarez. Umpires felt that whistle was before the bell, so they're going to play the penalty 5. Right now, penalty 5 in favor of La Toca. Alcedes Denise puts that ball high in the air. It's out of play. And I believe that will end the chukker. Gaston Dorniak puts that ball back into play. Carlos Cressida, belly shot against the sideboards. Alfredo Harriet turns it back for Colonel Suarez. Harriet up to his number 4, Celestino Garros, but it's picked off here by Gonzalo Tenora. What a goal! Gonzalo Tenora scoring his 4th goal of the match. And what a beautiful goal that was. Playing for the 1983 Argentine Open here at Buenos Aires, Argentina, at Palermo, field number 1. All right, the ball's in play. Gonzalo Tenora fires a shot downfield up to his number 1, Luis Lalor. Lalor having a little trouble with the bouncing ball. Gonzalo Pierres drives it forward. Gonzalo Pierres followed up now by brother Alfonso. Alfonso Pierres coming up with the ball. Alfonso sends that ball out of play. The ball back in play. Luis Lalor coming up with it. Luis Lalor drives that ball over to Suarez goal. Gonzalo Tenora moving in with Alcides Diniz. Gonzalo Tenora can't quite get it cleanly. Gonzalo Pierres next that ball over to brother Alfonso. Alfonso Pierres coming up with the ball. Alfonso puts it down along the sideboards. Alfonso Pierres on a fast pony. Alfonso along the sideboards. Alfonso Pierres letting that booger run. It's Alfonso Pierres. What a nice backhander by Celestino Garros. And we hear a whistle. With our referee at the sideline, Juan Jose Alberti. We're going to have a bowl in. Gaston Dorniak lining the players up for the bowl in. And the ball is in play. There's a scramble for it now. Gonzalo Pierres getting him out on now, but it's Alfonso Pierres putting a pass over to Carlos Cressida. Carlos Cressida with Celestino Garros. Garros drives that ball back. A nice backhander. Gonzalo Pierres steals it from Alfredo Harriet, and we hear a whistle. Celestino Garros to take this penalty 5 from midfield. Celestino, a shot along the ground. Up to his number 3, Alfredo Harriet. Alfonso Pierres getting in there, and we hear the umpire's whistle again. 40-yard undefended shot at goal to be taken by Celestino Garros. Garros along the ground. Pierres tries to defend, but it's through. So, Colonel Suarez picking up the lead now. 9-8. La Toca 8. All right, Celestino Garros for the defense. Garros puts that ball on back. Garros up to Tenora. Tenora having a little trouble with the bouncing ball. Alfredo Harriet doesn't have any. Alfredo Harriet takes the bouncing ball once again, driving it towards goal. Alfredo Harriet puts it down towards the goal. Alfonso Pierres defends with the next shot across the ground. Alfonso shot along the back line. Alfredo Harriet, short backhander. It's off a pony. It's right along the back line. Here comes a lot of people, but that ball over the back line. Alcides Diniz for the knock-in. Alcides, high drive. Looks like it's going to bounce out of bounds. Yes, it does. All right, that ball back in play. Carlos Cressida unable to carry it with him. Now Carlos Cressida hooked in the play by Alfredo Harriet. Carlos Cressida hustled there by Celestino Garros. Backed up here by Alfredo Harriet as Gonzalo Tenora takes the ball and takes the whistle. Alcides Diniz approaching this penalty 5 shot. Alcides lets that ball rise. A nice shot about 95 yards upfield. It's backed out of there by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet's backhander picked up by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres trying to get around Luis Lalor. He does with a backhander. And here comes Gonzalo Tenora. Hooked in the play by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso, nice mallet work. Alfonso Pierres takes it up the middle. Alfonso drives it on up towards that goal. A little bit short of Carlos Cressida. Gonzalo Tenora takes that ball down in the corner. Tenora His shot over the back line. We heard a whistle. I think we've got a safety. Approaching for this penalty 6, the safety. It's way over in the corner. Alcides hitting very well on the 60-yard line today. Alcides, a nice drive, going right towards that goal. Alfonso Pierres tries to keep it on the field. Carlos Cressida, short shot. Gonzalo Pierres turns on it. Here comes brother Alfonso. Alfonso in front of the goal now. Alfonso Pierres, he shoots. Alfonso, it's just outside by inches. So we'll have a knock-in now. Wait, we've got a little discussion whether it's a safety or not. In Celestino Garos. Garos on the back line. Celestino taps that ball up the middle of the ground. Celestino Garos, nice shot. Celestino, his second shot almost reaching midfield. Gonzalo Tenora calling Luis Lalor off the play. Tenora letting that ball fly. It's Alfonso Pierres to turn it back with an near side backhander. Gonzalo Pierres can't quite make the turn. Alfredo Harriet's got the line. Alfredo reaches down, shoots it up in the air. What a goal by Alfredo Harriet. Alfredo Harriet takes that ball about 80 or 90 yards out, puts it high in the air and through the goal for the score. So it's 10-8 now with 2 minutes remaining in chukker number 7. Colonel Suarez in front of La Toca by 2 goals, 10-8. Gonzalo Pierres coming up with the ball once again. Pierres drives that ball on down. Gonzalo Pierres, he's got Alfredo Harriet on his hip. Alfredo returns a beautiful backhander on the near side. Alfredo shot against the sideboards. Luis Lalor moving in. Luis Lalor followed up now is Gonzalo Tenora. Celestino Garos straightening out. Carlos Cressida reaches for the ball. Celestino, Carlos, the ball hops over the boards. Looks like we'll have a bowl in. Taken up now by Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres up to Alfonso. Alfonso shot. Rolling. Just wide and off to the right. Celestino Garos on the back line. Celestino taps that ball. Up the middle. Celestino tries to get past Carlos Cressida. Gonzalo Pierres pushing hard with Alfredo Harriet. Harriet getting under that ball a little too much. Celestino Garos coming in. He's pushed by Carlos Cressida. The ball carries. It's out of play. Okay, the ball's in play. Picked up here by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso being ridden hard by Gonzalo Tenora. Carlos Cressida next that ball. What a nice neck shot going towards that goal. Alfredo Harriet, backhander on the offside. Harriet shot across the field. Picked up now by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora tries to straighten it out. His shot over the boards, ending chukker number 7. So at the end of 7 full chukkers, 1 chukker remaining, the score 10 for Colonel Suarez and 8 for La Toca. 4 Suarez, 3 by Luis Lalor, 4 by Gonzalo Tenora, 1 by Alfredo Harriet, and 2 by Celestino Garos. For La Toca, 2 goals by Carlos Cressida, 1 by Alfonso Pierres, 3 by Gonzalo Pierres, and 2 by Alcides Denise. For chukker number 8, we started the last chukker. Gonzalo Pierres coming out with the ball. Backed out of there by Luis Lalor. Lalor puts it against the boards. Here comes Gonzalo Pierres with a backhander. Pierres setting up Alcides Denise. Alcides Denise trying to get past Alfredo Harriet. Denise moving in. He's followed up by Alfonso Pierres. Alfonso Pierres moving in once again. Alfonso Pierres, the ball takes a bounce. Alfredo Harriet sends it back. Alfredo Harriet, his shot against the boards. Gonzalo Pierres moving in. Gonzalo whips that backhander around. Celestino Garos coming up with the play. Right to his number 1, Luis Lalor. It's Celestino. Called off now by Gonzalo Tenora. Tenora puts that ball against the boards. It's out of play. Ball's back in play. 2 goals separating these 2 teams. Almost a whole chukker left to play. Gonzalo Tenora, short neck shot. It's deflected by opponents. Backed up here by Carlos Cressida. Cressida's shot taken by Gonzalo Pierres. Here comes Gonzalo Pierres once again with the ball. Gonzalo Pierres, what a shot. It's high. It's going right over towards that goal. It takes a bounce. It's out. What a shot, however. That ball just bouncing slightly wide. Score still stands 10-8. Clock winding down. We've got 5.5 minutes remaining in the chukker. Celestino Garros on the back line. Garros taps it up the middle. Garros, nice shot down along the ground. Garros followed up now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet calls for the line. Carlos Cressida coming in, hooking his mallet. Alfredo Harriet coming up with the ball. Alfredo Harriet. Harriet brings that ball up the middle. Alfredo sends that ball past midfield. Gonzalo Pierres coming in for the backhander. Gonzalo, a short backhander. Alfonso Pierres sends it back a little further. Carlos Cressida coming in, but it's Celestino Garros. Here comes Alcedes Denise. Alcedes Denise coming from the back position. Alcedes Denise drops that ball about 60 yards out. He's got the speed. Harriet coming in, tries to catch him. Alcedes Denise. Alcedes Denise. What a run. What a play. Alcedes Denise with Alfredo Harriet coming down behind him. Alfredo diving in, trying to hook his stick, but Alcedes Denise scoring his third goal of the day, the first one from the field. The score now 10-9. 1 goal separating these two teams, and we've got 4.25 minutes remaining. Umpire's whistle. Sounds 4 minutes. And about 15 seconds left. Time is out. I don't know why. His hand down to the ambulance driver here. Maybe he got a cramp in his hand or something, possibly. Secretary of the Association, I'll ask her for. Melania, the girl that works for the association. Okay, getting ready to start play. Gaston Dorniak puts that ball back in. It's taken out of the lineup by Gonzalo Pierres. His pass over to he's made 2 out of 2 penalty fours. He just scored a goal on the other end to put him within 1. Let's see if he can tie it up. Hitting very, very well today. Alcedes Denise, the team captain, 7 goals. Alcedes, it's high, it's going wide to the right. Carlos Cressida can't get there in time. It's over the back line and out of play. So the score stands 10-9 as Celestino Garros prepares for the knock-in. 4 minutes remaining in this chukker. 3 minutes have elapsed, 4 minutes left. It's Celestino with a knock-in. Celestino drives it up the middle of the ground. Celestino trying to reach Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira hooked in there by Alfonso Pierres. He's got his mallet hooked in the tack. We've got a whistle. Penalty 4. Celestino keeping the pressure on now. Circles his pony around. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left. Celestino, a strong shot. It's wide to the left. So we'll have a knock-in now by Alcedes Denise. Gonzalo Pierres, sneak play, gets the knock-in. He's got Alfonso ready for the pass. Gonzalo trying to reach Alfonso. Gonzalo Pierres drives that ball on down. Gonzalo Pierres up the middle of the ground. Celestino Garros checks over his shoulder. Garros, a backhander, a strong shot. It's a hook now by Gonzalo Pierres, and Gonzalo Tenoira puts that ball out of play. Okay, the ball is back in play. It's a hook now. It's Carlos Cressida with a backhander against the boards. Gonzalo Pierres. Pierres puts it on down to goal. Gonzalo Pierres tries to reach that goal, but Celestino Garros moves in for the defense. Celestino decides to neck that ball across. Celestino loses it momentarily. Gonzalo Pierres tries a cut shot. Everybody's miscuing now. It's Gonzalo Pierres putting that ball down in the corner. Gonzalo Pierres, he put it where Celestino wanted to. Celestino rides Gonzalo wide. Carlos Cressida, nice pass. What a pickup though by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira coming up with the ball. Gonzalo Tenoira along the sideboards. Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira drives that ball on down. Alfonso Pierres tries the backhander. Here comes Carlos Gracida. Gracida turns that ball around. Alcides Denise turns for the line, but it's going to be Celestino Garros coming up with the ball. Celestino Garros, his shot downfield. Alcides Denise tries the backhander. Gets it off up the middle of the ground. Here comes Luis Lalor. Gonzalo Pierres coming up with the ball. Alfonso Pierres coming over. Alfonso takes the pass. Alfonso Pierres tries to get past Gonzalo Tenoira. It's a whistle on the play. Exactly 5 minutes. 40-yard undefended shot at goal. 10-9 the score. La Toca with a chance to even it up. That is the question. We've had 2 out of 5 tie ball games already. Carlos Gracida, the 8-goaler from Mexico City, now living in San Antonio, Texas, to take this shot. Carlos Gracida, 8 goals, 22 years old. Carlos, a strong shot. It's through. It's all tied up at 10 goals each. So we've got 2 minutes. If this game ends in tie, it stays in tie. That will give La Toca 2 tie games. What's going to happen? Listen to these crowds now. Umpire's whistle stops the clock. Gaston Dorniac says, hey, fellas, get behind that line. So with 1 minute and 45 seconds, we've got a bowl in. The ball's in play. Alfonso Pierres going for the near side shot. Luis Lalor coming up with the ball, and we hear the official whistle. All right, penalty 5. Gonzalo Pierres taps the ball once. Gonzalo, he's got Alcides Denise right behind him. He leads the play. Here comes Denise. Denise lost that ball way on down. Alcides Denise getting a pass up to his number 1. Carlos Gracida, what a back shot right towards that goal. Celestino Garros watches that ball roll. Alfonso Pierres backs it up to keep it on the field, but it's intercepted now by Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira breaking away from the pack. Tenoira takes the ball away from cousin Gonzalo Pierres. It's Gonzalo Tenoira putting it on downfield. Alcides Denise moving in on the defense. Alcides Denise backs that ball, a short drive. Intercepted nicely by Gonzalo Tenoira. Gonzalo getting away from Alcides once again. It's in front of goal, about 60 yards out. Alcides Denise backs that ball. It's into the pony, Gonzalo Tenoira. Tenoira moving in. Tenoira. He avoids the hook. Gonzalo Pierres. Gonzalo Tenoira. It's in front of goal. It's taken out of there by Gonzalo Pierres. What excitement now. We've got less than a minute. It's picked up here by Carlos Gracida. Carlos Gracida lofts that ball on down. It's less than a minute now. It's about 30 seconds. Here comes Celestino Garros. Garros, a backhander. Carlos Gracida intercepting. Carlos Gracida moves it on downfield. Carlos Gracida, a nice shot. It's going right towards goal. Alfredo Harriet moving in on the defense. Alfredo Harriet takes that ball around. It's down in the corner. Alfredo Harriet's shot against the sideboards now. Gonzalo Pierres backs it up. Pierres drive up towards Carlos Gracida. Carlos coming up with the ball. There's the bell. It's all tied up. La Toca has tied their second game 10-10. Do you believe? La Toca with 2 ties. Colonel Suarez with a tie and a win. So at this time, it's Colonel Suarez 1 tied with Colonel Suarez 1 in the lead. And La Toca and Colonel Suarez 2 are both tied because they've got a win and a tie each. So, total goals for today, 10-10 the score. Carlos Gracida scoring 3 for